Wow, wow, wow. I tell you what, guys, this thing is so simple that even a dummy could do it. And Woody, I promise you, I mean no harm. That is a sincere compliment. Guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to 90 Days to Freedom. Congratulations, you made it. Tonight is a special night because you are here. And this is our family and friends edition. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Dr. Chyna Bethley. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, welcoming you from all over the world. And tonight we have a very sweet treat. So, I want to say thanks again to Mr. Roger Williams, who does just a phenomenal job. Everything this gentleman does is in the spirit of excellence. And so I'm so grateful to have him on this platform and just navigating through everything so that you guys can see this from all over the world. So also I want to say that we have a very special treat tonight, a phenomenal lineup. And so what I want to do right now, you heard Woody, he showed you the plan, he told you who we are here in Carrot Bars International. We have Annie on tonight with us all the way from Canada. We have Michael Dalcoe here in Atlanta, Georgia. We have Mr. Kevin James Brown. I believe that he is probably back in the Texas area, and I'm excited. So we want to hear from Annie first. We want to hear from you, Annie. I want to know, as you share with the family members and friends that are on the line tonight, if you could just share with them why you think it's so important that they open up a free online gold savings account tonight. Why should they be urgent about it? And then share some of the success that you guys are having up there in Canada as well. So, Miss Annie, go ahead and take it away. Welcome to 90 Days to Freedom. We are so glad that we get to be with you tonight.
Thank you, Dr. China. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Carrot Bars. And if you're not in yet, why not? Well, when I talk to people, I ask them, do you have a checking account? Yeah. Do you have a savings account? Yeah. Do you pay money for that? Well, of course. How do you think banks make money, right? Well, if I can offer you a free gold savings account where you can hedge against inflation, would you be interested? And a lot of people will say, yes, why not? So some of the people who are really still kind of skeptic, I tell them this. So in July of 2015, I locked in $19,000 Canadian into my RRSP. And for Americans, that's probably equivalent to your 401k. So that was supposed to be for my retirement when I retired. And I get this letter in December, just before Christmas, that your rate of return is negative 3.1%. So already in about what 4 months, I've already lost about $600. So in February, beginning of this February, I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna take all my money and buy gold. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it all my eggs in one basket right now and put it in gold. So I called up my broker and I told him, you know what? Take out all my money. He goes, well, Annie, we gotta subtract 30%. It's this tax withholding thing that we have, and based on the 17,000 you have left, I'm like, whoa, hold on. It was 19,000 subtract 600. How did you get down to 17,000? That's $2,000 lost since July. And he told me, oh, well, the market wasn't doing very good. So, as a matter of fact, you get back cash $12,000. And oh, by the way, they add that to your income at the end of the year. So I hope you don't mind. You're also going to pay taxes on more taxes. So yeah. So anyways, I just basically I realized this is the best way. I can put all my RSP money that I've been saving for retirement in gold that is not devaluing. It preserves my purchasing power. It's a hedge against inflation, and I won't get any paperwork before Christmas that says, by the way, yes, you lost money. So congratulations, right? Now I get FedEx shipped to me my gold in my hand, and I get to show around and show people that you know what, this is how I'm hedging against inflation. Open up a free gold savings account. What do you got to lose? And especially with the way with inflation, did you notice that food went up by 4.5%? Your grocery bill, they tell you, it's going to go up by at least $350 this year alone. Cauliflower, $8. Tied up in none of it is $32. I mean, my income didn't increase like that, but yet food increased like that. How am I going to pay for all this? So, best way to hedge against inflation is gold. Now, that's the reason why I got into carrot bars, and that's the reason why I I advocate it, and I tell everybody who has a pulse. I know when I was in Nashville and I met Dr. China and Jonah and Nadine and Dave and oh gosh, everybody here, all the leadership here, they were all saying, look, talk to everybody, anyone who has a pulse. It doesn't matter age, it doesn't matter status, it doesn't matter wealth, it doesn't matter. Just talk to anybody. And that's what I did. And that's what I do. So, with that being said, I do want to do my shout outs before I forget to Pravisha and her lovely husband, Nissan. These two are like crazy forces of support, leadership, and they're out there signing people, braving the storm. Can't forget, Alex and Rosemary, who Alex drove us to Nashville and back. That's a 28-hour drive, if anybody doesn't know. You have Kevin Lee, who added on a VIP on Sunday. Congratulations, Kevin. And Bill, who's there to support Kevin, support us. And he also drove all the way to Nashville to learn and to be educated, pumped up. He's asking everybody. He's taking no one for for granted. He used to be scared to talk to people about this, but since Nashville, he's so pumped up. He has so much energy. He's out there just signing people away. Kevin has been blowing me out of my mind with these three-way calls that we're doing, which of course I learned from Jonah. Um, Grace, oh gosh, Grace onboarded like 19, 20 people since I came back from Nashville. She's made me work like crazy. Don't forget Raj, who he was dormant for a while, and yet here he is. He's calling up to people, talking to anybody. Can you believe this man is getting his teeth cleaned? And he's talking to the hygienist. We want to do gold? And she's like, what? I'm sorry? Takes it out of his mouth. Gold. Do you like gold? And I just spiraled it. He has her number. He has her address. He has her contact. He's pouring everything now. And next thing you know, it's all about what uh, you know, who you talk to. It doesn't matter all about that, but it's all about that passion of wanting to help people to save and gold and hedge against inflation. And Raj, in the gym, at the dentist, anywhere, he's there, he's talking, he's asking. And, we also have Tracy, we have Vincent, we have Tommy and his 80-year-old mom. 80 years old. I mean, I was listening to the webinar that happened on Tuesday, and how we have an affiliate who's an older generation. And yet here I am seeing that, this 80-year-old woman who, a grandma, is out there prospecting. I mean, oh my gosh, look at the leadership. Look at that. So here I am thinking, if she can go out there and talk to every senior person, every young person, why can't I? Why can't you? Right? So also, please don't let me forget to mention Sarah Yang, who um, lent us her office there at Kogani and Vaughan, and she's always there helping us with the place, with the drinks, with even with mentorship support. And she's calling in guests, she's calling people in between her restaurant. She owns a restaurant. She's busy, 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 and yet here she is also calling people, coming to these meetings that we have, and I mean, Ingrid and Jan. Ingrid opened up her house for us on Tuesday. She invited 25 people. And it may not look like it, but I'm actually quite sick. But here I am. I didn't want to disappoint. So myself and Roberto, we did a two-part PGR. So I did the part with about the savings and inflation, educated the masses about why saving gold. And then Rob came on and he tear down the house with all the compensation and how to do different business strategies. And everybody was so excited. And the ones that weren't, the ones that wanted to go home, that's okay because we know they'll be back. When they see that headline news that Kathleen Wynne, our Premier of Canada, wants us to give up our tax rebate to help Canada get out of debt. So only in Ontario here, sorry, not our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, but our Premier for Ontario. She asked us on December 21st to give up our tax rebate so that way we can bail out Ontario. So like I said to everybody else, look, if Greece needed a bailout, Italy needed a bailout, Japan has negative interest. What makes you think that Canada won't also need a bailout with your savings in the bank, right? I'm telling you, it is what it is. So I'm out there, I'm telling people, like, this is happening here at home. So you gotta be able to have a little bit of gold in your hand. You're gonna have friends and family kicking and screaming, and they're gonna be like, you know what, you're crazy, don't do it, don't do it. But they will thank you. They will thank you later when they see that, you know what, it's now here at home, and that you were able to help them to be able to save a little bit of gold to hedge against that inflation, that 4.5% increase in meat, 4% increase in vegetables, 3% increase in groceries. Look at your bill, and has your paycheck increased by that much? And if it has, congratulations, you just broke even. Oh, also, please don't let me forget to thank so much for Dr. Chyna Bethley and your great support. Jonah, your three ways are amazing. You helped me close out. You helped me with Mel from Ottawa, who had some questions that I just didn't want to complicate things because we're following the ABC 1, 2, 3 invite, present, three way. And you were on there, you closed her out, you made her understand this whole thing, and so simply simplified that I'm writing notes down because I want to be just like you when I grow up, I tell you. And Quentin, of course, the phenomenal support with all your details. Don't forget Roberto. You were MIA for a little bit there, but you're back and you're on fire and you're keeping me running. So, you know what? We have so much support here in Canada. We love this program. We are so blessed to have carrot bars here in Canada plus 122 other countries. But, being able to be part of a team, a family, where the support is phenomenal. You never feel alone. You have every single day a webinar. You have every single day a leadership. You have numbers to contact, people to see. And it's real. It is really real. So why haven't you opened up a gold savings account? Why haven't you explored your option? I mean, what's wrong with doing this part time? What's wrong with just not what's wrong with hedging against inflation, right? And before I forget, we do have a daily accountability in my group. So 90 days to freedom. I make sure that everybody in my group needs to update me on their daily activities. And everybody has diligently updated me as to how many people they talked to, how many cold calls, how many warm calls, how many people that they've revived. But I found that to be a little bit stagnant. So what I decided to do was hashtag wanna gold. Do you see this, anybody? Hashtag wanna gold. And what it is a t-shirt. So between March 1st to March 31st, anyone in my team, anyone who could sign in new affiliates, three new affiliates, or revive three old affiliates, and have them on auto exchange because auto exchange is very important. Pay yourself worth, like what Woody said. And if they can make it within that timeline, they win a t-shirt. Simple. It's hashtag on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and people are going to ask you, what is that? It opens up the door for you just to talk to perfect strangers. And that brings me to LA. Oh man, are you kidding me? My tickets are booked, my hotel is booked, my mother's coming with me. And by the way, with this incentive, my mother is a grandma who stays at home. She doesn't even get to go out. And yet she already has two people on auto exchange. She already has two people. She only needs one more to win that t-shirt. She's even doing better than me. And I'm out every day. So it is possible. It is doable because when you show this value, the way that inflation is literally killing all of us with the fact that the government's going to take our money, even if it's in the bank, it's not safe. But when gold is in your hand, it is safe. When you have gold, you have real money. So my mom, she's out there, I mean, in the home, but she's talking to everybody, and she's almost winning this T-shirt, and I'm behind her. As a matter of fact, I think other than Raj, I can't think of anybody else yet that has already gotten this far. So the incentive is there to help people find something to look forward to, but it's also there so that you can see how easy it is just to get three affiliates on auto exchange, show them the value, get three people who've been dormant, and get them on auto exchange so they can save in gold. And so that's pretty much pretty much all I have to say, Dr. China. Am I missing
Wow,
anything?
Annie. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I hear your passion. I'm so excited about the momentum that's building in your group. And also because you're going to be in Los Angeles, California with us on April 8th and 9th and have already booked your ticket, have already booked your hotel. Your mom is coming with you through the roof. Congratulations, Annie. We really appreciate your leadership and we're just so proud of all that you're doing. Big shouts out to you and the whole Canadian team. We love you so much. And we look forward to seeing you in Los Angeles, California. Great job, Annie. All right, guys. So we're going to go over to Michael Delco, who's right here in Atlanta, Georgia. And after that, you're going to hear from Mr. Kevin James Brown. And what I would like to have happen, Mike, I would like for you to introduce Mr. Kevin. You guys had an opportunity to spend extensive time here in Atlanta. I had an opportunity to meet him here in Atlanta. Phenomenal event this Sunday. We do events every Sunday. So please be sure to also check the calendar right here on 90DaysToFreedom.net to find out what's happening in your city. And if you have something happen in your city, then make sure you put that up. So, Mr. Michael Delco, I am so looking forward to sharing the stage with you in Los Angeles, California for the Freedom Celebration, April 8th and 9th. So, Mr. Delco, come on and just take it away.
Well, good evening, Dr. Chyna Bethley. Good evening, everybody. And first of all, let me just say, Annie, you just make people smile. It's impossible to hear Annie talk and not just get fired up and get all goofy inside. Annie, you just make me want to laugh. And I don't even know what you're talking about. Before I even know what you're talking about, I'm like, I'm in. Sign me up. So you just got that beautiful spirit, and it's great to meet you here on this virtual platform and cannot wait to meet you in LA. Well, we're going to blow LA apart this year. So let me tell you a little bit about my experience with Karatbars. I'm a former mortgage banker. That was BK. That's before Karatbars, right? And Karatbars freed me up from my 6 to 6 grind. That literally meant I got up at 6 in the morning and didn't go to bed, didn't get home till 6. And then I kept working even later into the night because in the mortgage business, you can't stop. If you don't close the loan, you don't eat. Literally, you're one loan away from being broke. And so we did great during the illegal years. You guys know 2003 through 2007. If you guys seen that movie called The Big Short, that was me, the guy who said, I used to live in a trailer, now I own a boat. I didn't live in a trailer, but hey, I had all these, hourly jobs and then found the mortgage business and stumbled into a ton of money. And back in 2006 and 7, I had $1.5 million worth of paper wealth. It was all tied up in properties. But man, 2008 showed us who the boss was. Boy, if you thought you owned that home, miss a couple of mortgage payments and the real owner showed up, right? And so, I stayed in there. I hung in there. I started doing a little mortgage processing. And then I stumbled into Wells Fargo and started managing 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 mortgage branches here in the Atlanta area. And I had this huge title, mortgage banker with Wells Fargo, home mortgage consultant, had my name on my desk, wore some really nice suits, much nicer than the one I have on tonight. And that check, man, in comparison to my job title, was little to nothing. I mean, they had sliced and diced our compensation structure so bad, literally. I remember the day that I left Wells Fargo. We had a meeting that day, and our branch manager called all the loan officers in. He was telling us how much we were going to earn with Wells Fargo for the month. They weren't talking about our personal income. They were talking about the company's income and Mr. John Stumpf, the CEO, that guy up at the top of the food chain at Wells Fargo. And they were telling us we were going to earn up in the millions per loan officer. But then when it broke it down to how much we would earn, it was this infinitesimal amount of what that larger number was. And so I said, wow, that's interesting. Now, up to this point, I really, back in November of 2013, I signed up for my free account, but I didn't do anything. I literally told my sponsor that I guaranteed him I could not get this done. I said, man, I guarantee you I can't do this. I said, but I'm going to sign up because it's free to join, and I trust you. You my man, 100 grand. Let's do it. So I signed up, but did nothing. And then I met this amazing gentleman in December of 2013 named Mr. Ty Best. And man, after he got to talking that I don't know where Mr. Best is from, but he's got that real resonant voice, resonating voice. And after he got through talking to me about what he saw that could happen in Carrot Bars, because I love home-based businesses, you have to blindfold me to make me miss one, because I love the concept of incorporating the efforts of other people. I believe what J. Paul Getty said. I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. I believed in that concept. And I hated the concept of being that guy who was getting their efforts incorporated by the CEO, right? So I said, look, I love this concept, but I was a little burnt out. I didn't think I could do it, so I guaranteed my sponsor I couldn't. Met Mr. Ty Best. He slapped me around a little bit and got me to understand that I could do it. Got my little business package, folks. I didn't have it all together up here about how this thing really worked. I had never done a compensation structure so diverse. And so I really didn't understand what was going on, but I went on ahead and got my silver package. And it's interesting that I was working full time and was sweating $2,000. A little measly $2,000 after working 35 years of my life. I hadn't managed to save $100 a year. You think about that for a second, right? So I just eased on in the silver package, and I was so non-present mentally until by March 3rd of 2014, I had literally replaced my full-time income with Wells Fargo using Carrot Bars International as my vehicle. And that same day that we had the meeting at Wells Fargo and they were cutting our compensation structure because the new HARP program was coming in and they knew we were going to get more loans, they wanted to cut the amount of money we could earn. That same day, my Carrot Bars weekly check equaled what I was making at Carrot Bars. Actually, it was a few dollars more. And Mr. Best had been telling me not to leave my full-time job. He said it'll put pressure on your Carrot Bars business. That day, I left Wells Fargo. And March the 3rd of this year will make 2 solid years that I have yet to punch a clock. I have yet to set an alarm clock in 2 years on March the 3rd. So I am pumped up. I'm jacked up to the highest jackticity. I am excited beyond belief. This is really surreal for me and my family. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have residual income to offset residual debt. I love what Big Boomer Dan Geronimo used to say all the time. He said you need residual income to offset residual debt. And Warren Buffett said it best. He said if you don't learn how to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. So folks, I'm fired up about this thing. 103 days to get free. That's how long it took me. Dr. Chyna, I missed my 90-day run to freedom, that first 103 days in 2014. But now I'm making my second and third run because I'm trying to get my family free for generations to come. This is my legacy, and there is no way that you can knock this smile off my face with a sledgehammer because I understand fully what Carrot Bars can do for each and every one of you. I'm going to tell you what my senior sponsor, Mr. Ty Best, who is my sponsor. I'm going to leave that out. But I'm going to tell you what my senior partner, Mr. Ty Best, who sponsored my sponsor, said. He said this: basic training in Carrot Bars. You know, you saw Woody. A dummy can do this business. So Ty Best said basic training. Save gold, tell people, and make money. Save gold, tell people, make money. And here's advanced training. Save a lot of gold, tell a lot of people, make a lot of money. So folks, follow the 1, 2, 3 steps that you'll find on 90DaysToFreedom.net. It's your business plan. Every business needs a business plan. And 90DaysToFreedom.net has the business plan right on the resource page. Just click on there, print out those documents, put them in a binder. I should have had my binder close to me. Put them in a binder and actually do the activities in your business plan, and this thing will rock. I want to leave you with this. Carrot Bars is so simple. Even Woody, that dummy, could do it, right? So it's not a learning curve that you need. If you can point people to a video, you can do this business. You don't have to be a guru. Folks, I was so clueless about this thing until when I retired from my full-time job, I was a silver. I didn't understand how this thing works. I didn't have the presence of mind to upgrade to VIP, although I had earned the commissions to leave my job. Don't you be that way. You take advantage, full advantage. Get in where you fit in, but get to the top of this marketing plan as quickly as possible because Carrot Bars is powerful. So save a lot of gold, tell a lot of people, make a lot of money. There's so much more I want to say to you. Meet us. I'm going to be co-hosting with Dr. Chyna. I found that out tonight. I'm going to be co-hosting with her. I don't know how I'm going to pull that off. She is a absolute dynamo. So save a lot of gold, tell a lot of people, make a lot of money, make Carrot Bars your vehicle to health, wealth, and financial freedom, and we'll see you on the white sandy beaches of the world. And now what I want to do, let me do this real quick. Now, I'm fired up, I'm jacked up and excited about my success in this business. And I really thought I was doing some amazing things until I had the blessed opportunity to spend the weekend with the gentleman I'm about to introduce. This gentleman is an absolute genius when it comes to Carrot Bars International. He sat down with us, folks. When I tell you, he took his time and broke this thing down to its smallest denominator. He was not in a hurry. His body language, he was sitting back in that chair. And I guess that's how you sit when you're making the kind of money, stacking the kind of gold, and helping the number of people that he's helping all over the world. And folks, he didn't have to come to Atlanta to help our local organization build our local meeting, but he took time out of his schedule on his own dime, his own flight, and stayed there 3 days at the venue where we have our meeting. He was patiently assisting everyone who was willing to listen to what he had to say. And I was like a 6-year-old with a notepad, soaking it all up. And so without any further ado, I want to introduce all of our senior partner, a gentleman who's on the inner circle, making mad money, stacking in gold and cash, Mr. Kevin James Brown. Kevin, great to see you again.
Hey, you too, Mike. You too. Good seeing you too, Mike. Hey, I want to say this, that I had a tremendous time there in Atlanta. I mean, a tremendous time. I had an opportunity to actually spend some time, not only with Mike, but many of the other members of the Carrot Bars family. And I actually had the opportunity to have my brother-in-law come, as well as my sister. And I'm telling you, folks, it's something special that happens when a person comes to the event. My sister wasn't really excited about Carrot Bars. I've been in Carrot Bars for a little over 5 years now. But when she went to that event, when she saw and looked in the eyes of other fellow Carrot Bars members and affiliates, she said, listen, I'm all in. Matter of fact, my brother-in-law, we were talking earlier today, and he said, you know, Kay, which is my sister's name, he said, man, she got up at 5 o'clock this morning and was taking notes, was actually writing things down as to who she was going to be contacting. So that's very, very touching to me when you actually have family, that's blood family, that's actually involved in this business. But to tell you a little bit about my story, I actually reside here in McKinney, Texas. I'm married. We've got 2 children, my wife and I, soon to be 17-year-old and a soon to be 15-year-old. And this is why I do Carrot Bars. This is why I'm a part of this movement. But to take you back in my story with Carrot Bars, to tell you a little bit about how I heard about Carrot Bars, like Mike, like Mr. Dalcoe, I in turn was devastated when the 2008 financial collapse happened. I was in the financial services arena myself, and it really humbled me. I mean, it humbled me so much that I hit my knees, and I was crying out for answers. You know, there's this statement, well, actually this question that was posed to me some years ago, and that was this: if what you knew to be true turned out not to be true, when would you want to know the truth? Well, you know, obviously that's a loaded question, right? You know, we want to know the truth, but not only do we want to know the truth, we want to be able to apply that truth into our daily life. So I actually went on a search. I mean, I was voraciously seeking the truth relentlessly. And in my search, this is my story, so I'm just going to tell you straight up exactly what happened with me. I went into the scriptures. And as I went into the scriptures, I saw gold mentioned time and time again. And I was like, what is it about this precious metal? And so I was voraciously studying about gold. And because I had never been taught about gold as a financial professional. And so as I was searching there, I got a call, as I fast forward through my story, in 2010 from a very, very good friend of mine that was very successful on Wall Street. He actually got out right before the financial collapse. And he gave me a call. And I say this to say that, listen, this right here, your cell phone, your smartphone, is one of the most powerful tools that you have in your Karatbars tool chest. And it all started, I'm sure, he had a list of names of people that he was going to call. So you never know the person that's on your list, how you can affect and change their life. So the power of one person, the power of one call to an individual. So when he called me, he said to me, he said, Kevin, I've got something you need to take a very close, hard look at. I said, well, what is it? What's the product? What's the service? You know, cut to the chase. Just tell me straight up. He said, it's gold. Gold in small, affordable weights. I mean, he had me right there, right? I was studying about gold. I believe that that was actually an appointment, a God-made appointment just for me. That's how I feel. So he went on to tell me, you know the rest of the story, how we could get this gold in small, affordable weights. Now, mind you, I'm sure many people probably had the same type of idea I had at the beginning. Well, I can't afford it. But when he said small, affordable weights, I said, okay, keep talking. Well, he didn't talk much. He said to me, he said, Kevin, I want you to actually take a look at a video. Now, mind you, the company didn't even have a website at this particular time. But they had a crude video, a little crude video that could be shown. But there was enough information on that video to really captivate my attention. And he went on to, as I watched that video, I saw that there was a system in place. Now, mind you, it's very important that people understand this, that with this system, you don't necessarily have to buy the gold out of your own pocket. So think about it this way. A movie, if you find out about a great movie from a friend or family member, or a restaurant, you have to pay for that meal, right? When you go to that restaurant or that movie. Now, with this system in place, he went on to say, hey, listen, if you in turn were actually to share that movie or that restaurant with somebody, the food, the service you got there, before you know it, there might be dozens, maybe even hundreds of people coming to that establishment. The sad part about it is this, you don't get paid, now do you? Well, with this system that he was sharing with me through the video, we would actually not only be able to acquire gold through the system for free, but at the same time, generate cash flow. So I think that's very important. There's a system in place. You can actually start generating cash flow through that system, whereby getting your gold for free, and also generating cash flow so that you in turn can take care of your bills and even fulfill some of your dreams that you're looking to achieve and accomplish. Well, that really resonated with me because I didn't have any cash flow at that time. I needed cash flow like I needed oxygen. You hear me? It was that bad. So what happened was this. I went to work and I started contacting people out in the marketplace like Dr. Chyna, like Roger Williams, like Annie, who had a tremendous story here tonight. And I love to see young people in this movement. I mean, that gets me excited like no other. Like, of course, Mr. Mike Dalcoe. People like this, we were able to attract in the marketplace. People that in turn had a strong desire, a strong drive to want to hit their goals and objectives. So I say this very humbly, that in that 5-year period, a little over 5 years now, we've been able to develop a team of well over 98,000 customers and affiliates all over the world. So this truly is a movement. And for those that are on the call here tonight, I want to say this. Your access and influence in the marketplace can make a huge difference. If it can happen for me, a guy that was down, I mean totally down, folks, when it came to finances, it can happen for you. So whatever you do, stay focused on your goals. Know what your reason is when it comes to this business and go for it like your financial life depended on it for the next 90 days, and it can truly change your life. So with that said, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Dr. Chyna, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to actually share here tonight.
Wow. Man, this was absolutely absolutely a phenomenal, phenomenal webinar. Thank you so much, Mr. James, Kevin James Brown, for that just passion. You know, you shared some very deep details about why, and I know it resonated with so many people, just as the same for you, Mr. Dalcoe, when you connect with some people who may be in a position that you were once in, and thinking, you know, they want to get out of the situation that they're in, and can they really take a step of faith and a leap of faith and do something different, and just sharing that transparency, I believe, is what people needed to hear. This is the Family and Friends edition, and we want our family members and our friends to know that this is a beautiful opportunity for anybody who's seeking additional income, but even in a position to save gold. There's a lot that's just happening in the economy. We don't want our loved ones and our family members and our friends to be left out of something that is so amazing. It is free to open up an account. You can then begin to transfer some of your declining dollars into real, pure 999.9 24-karat gold bullion bars in small enough increments that literally everyone could afford. Right now, a gram of gold is about $65 a gram. You heard from leadership that is dedicated to really helping you get to the next level. I'm so excited about the partnerships here within Karat Bars International, the type of people that have said yes, the people that they're bringing on board. So once again, to Mr. Kevin James Brown, phenomenal tonight. I really thank you for seeing the vision and pioneering this thing and believing when most people probably would not have believed, and saying yes and being willing to stick and stay, so that you can have the testimony that you have today. And Mr. Dalcoe, for being fearless to step outside of an arena and jump into something and just go full throttle with it. We just commend you, my brother, for doing that. Thank you so much for having vision to do that. Annie, for being in Canada, being just on fire and just pumped up about helping other people to achieve a level of success, and getting your family members involved, and just being willing to take the lead and just make it happen. You are absolutely phenomenal. So I want to thank everybody that was on tonight, especially the guests and the friends and family members and the affiliates that are out there that support this platform. We want you to know that every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are here. And we have different presenters that are on, that are spotlighted, that you can hear from, that you can connect with, that you can identify with, that say, wow, that's someone like me. So you definitely don't want to miss it, and you do not want to come alone. We thank you again, Mr. Roger Williams, for all that you do. You are just phenomenal at running this technology and allowing it to be a smooth and seamless process. And we just really, really are excited about 90 Days to Freedom. Listen, guys, the system is simple. Send your prospects, your guests, family members, and friends to 90DaysToFreedom.net to watch the 22-minute video, and then get them on a three-way call. People, after seeing that video, they're ready to open up that account. So with that being said, I'm going to toss it right back over to Mr. Roger Williams so that he can take us out of here. Thank you so much again to everybody who participated tonight. We love you guys so much. Thanks so much for participating, and we'll see you back here Saturday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless you all. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for being here. And don't forget, go to 90DaysToFreedom.net, and you can always find out all the information about this particular platform. And when we're here Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I want to thank the greatest person in the world, Dr. Chyna Bethley, for being our host tonight. And oh my goodness, we're going forward. 90 days will bring forth a change in your life. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this thing going.
Let's make some history tonight. The child inside is wild. Let's make this moment come to life. The time is on our side. Don't know what's up ahead, it's only high and low. Picture it in your head, nothing's impossible. We're gonna make it now, we're gonna leave our mark. Let's take a shot in the dark. Ready, set, go! For gold, chasing every till we own it. Living in the moment. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Even if we fall and make mistakes, we live, we learn, we change. Gotta keep on going every day, and it will be worth the wait. Don't know what's up ahead, it's only high and low. Picture it in your head, nothing's impossible. We're gonna make it now, we're gonna leave our mark. Let's take a shot in the dark. Ready, set, go for gold. Chasing every heartbeat, we can feel it starting. Ready, set, go for gold. Chase it till we own it. Living in the moment. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold. Chasing every heartbeat, we can feel it starting. Ready, set, go for gold. Chase it till we own it. Living in the moment. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold tonight.